Over the last few weeks, artists and writers across the WoW team have updated a small number of old quests, art assets, names, and dialogue that we identified as outdated and inconsistent with our values as a team. These updates are a relatively small part of a comprehensive, company-wide effort to improve the World of Warcraft team and Blizzard as a whole, but they're important to us as developers. In early August, we set up internal channels where the WoW team could share feedback on content that doesn't represent who we are as a team today. During this time, we also gathered a great deal of feedback from players on practically every aspect of the game. The player feedback influenced many gameplay improvements we're working on for patch 9.1.5, and our internal feedback identified some in-game content that is inconsistent with our goal of building an inclusive and welcoming game world. I was right about the dialogue thing. Anyway, in a game that has thousands of art elements and a word count in the millions, we recognize that these updates will amount to very few total changes overall. Nonetheless, we believe these changes are worthwhile. World of Warcraft is meant to evolve over time, and every day, new players from every walk of life and every corner of the world experience our in-game content for the very first time. As a team, we want the world they see to stand as an expression of our talents and principles. Goofy jokes and occasional mature innuendos are part of WoW and probably always will be. Still, we want to remain mindful of whether certain elements of that world are welcoming to all players. In short, we want our jokes to be inclusive and not punch down. Occasionally, when determining whether to adjust content, there could be circumstances that further complicate our decision-making. For example, some of the art that populates our world is often reused throughout the game. To be certain that we don't have any instances in which this art appears in a way that is not respectful, in some cases we might opt to replace specific elements entirely. It's important to us that we ensure Azeroth is the best place it can be for everyone, and we will continue to improve our processes when it comes to this kind of decision-making. We also want players to be able to express themselves through their characters, so we don't intend to change existing player looks or cosmetics. Instead, we want to ensure that we're offering a wide range of options for players to represent themselves. This work is ongoing alongside our development of new content and features. You're going to see more of it soon in 9.1.5 and in updates to come, and where applicable in WoW Classic as well. As an example of a post-9.1.5 improvement is the creation of an Incubus demon, which we can add to places where succubus models currently appear. We're also planning to make the Incubus a glyphable option for warlocks when they summon that classification of demon. As World of Warcraft continues to evolve and grow, we'll keep discussing, reviewing, and acting on this kind of feedback. As always, we're immeasurably grateful for your inputs, and we hope you keep it coming. So I was right on like almost everything, suckers. So now we know. We have this long and measured statement from the WoW team as to what's going on. Some of the immediate highlights are the Incubus demon that's going to be coming. There's the fact that there's going to be more to come in 9.1.5. The fact that Classic is going to change a little bit. But I think the big takeaway for some folks and what people are going to talk about most is why. In early August, we set up internal channels. Oh, this highlight sucks. Sorry. In early August, we set up internal channels where the WoW team could share feedback or on content that doesn't represent who we are as a team today. Yeah, like I said this like not even an hour ago. I'm like, you know what? They probably have like a whole thing where they just talk with everyone and they poll people like, hey, what do you like? What do you not like? What do you think should change? And they're acting on it. And that's cool. I do think it's still a very worthwhile conversation to have with regards to, is it okay to, they said that World of Warcraft evolves over time. But I also would like to think too that kind of like a train that moves forward, the things that are left behind are a product of its time. And so I think it's still important to have those kinds of discussions outwardly among the community. So that way the team can also look at what other people have to say about these sorts of things. if their intentions are as they say, and the intention is to be a bit more inclusive with the jokes, but the jokes are still saying are still staying, cool. And then another big highlight that I almost glossed over, we also want players to be able to express themselves through their characters. We don't intend to change existing player looks or cosmetics. Told you. So there is a lot that they want to preserve. They're just going for the low-hanging fruit, the stuff that seems to be not exactly the most offensive, but the ones that seem to feel targeted or intentional. Some of those things kind of, but I still want to hear more people's thoughts on this, and as well as like the changing of emotes and changing that whole look and feel. I don't feel like things are being taken away from me. You know what I mean? I don't feel like things are being taken away. I feel like, especially with the changes in Garrison, I feel like more preferences are being welcomed in and celebrated as, hey, this is what World of Warcraft is. Yeah, sex happens, but it's not just this kind of sex. It's other stuff too. But of course, I would love to get like your guys' thoughts on all this, whether you're on chat or if you're in the comments. Feel free to chime in. But I just wanted to drop this thing here on the main channel because, well, it's always good to hear from you. So hope to see you soon for the next thing. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay breezy.